just your initial thoughts on what we've all learnt today.
Well, it's an egregious example of human rights gone wrong. And this case is a very bad decision, and it presents very terrible consequences potentially for our immigration system. The basis upon which this judge has reached his conclusion is flawed, and it represents a constitutional abomination, frankly, a great and bad example of judicial overreach.
And yet, what the judge would say is he's acting within the parameters that the legal framework of this country provides him. I mean, he appeals to treaties that we have signed, conventions that we are a party to. Is this the fault of the judge or the law?
A combination. But what he said that the Ukrainian refugee scheme is a sufficient legal basis to justify a non-Ukrainian, a Palestinian Gazan family, to come and claim refugee status in the UK. It doesn't make any logical sense. It doesn't make any legal sense, constitutional sense. And it is incredibly dangerous because it does now mean that anyone from any war zone around the world, of which there are many, and there are many millions of people in vulnerable, difficult situations, this potentially opens the doors to them piggybacking onto any kind of refugee scheme we have and coming into the UK. That's not what Parliament determined. That's not what our law says. And it's not what the British people want.
And that's the crucial point, isn't it? It should be up to Parliament and the government to decide what our immigration policy is. This is essentially, in my view, a judge taking it upon himself to essentially rewrite our immigration laws. It's quite extraordinary.
Absolutely. He has usurped the role of Parliament and the executive, and he's writing and inserting his own idea of what the law should say. That is not the role of the judiciary in our separation of powers that makes up our constitution. The judges are there to check that our laws are applied properly, not write the laws. And that's why there must be, I think, an avenue to challenge this decision through judicial review. This is an upper-tier tribunal. I've got to say, before I was Home Secretary, I was Attorney General, grappling with these laws, and before that I was a barrister defending the Home Office in cases precisely like this, relating to immigration law. And unfortunately, there are lots of lawyers like this and judges like this who slavishly worship the mantra of human rights and are so keen to inject human rights claims into every aspect of our immigration law, such that we've lost control of our borders. The solution, legally and politically, is that we need to scrap the HRA, the Human Rights Act, and come out of the European Convention of Human Rights.